3 grocery stops, $177, and enough food to last us for 3 weeks of super cheap $2, even $1 meals. This is our grocery haul video.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Chase.
And together we're Project Today.
In today's video, we're going to show you where we buy our groceries, what groceries we buy, how much those meals cost, where we put the food once it's back in the truck, and which meals we made with that food and how much those meals cost. That's quite the mouthful.
Everything about food you could possibly want to know about food while living the box truck.
Boom. So let's get into it. We are at our first store, Costco. Let's go. We love Costco. Costco is a great place. Members for life here at Project Today. Costco members for life.
We buy the primary chunk of our food at Costco. And it's also just fun to walk around in Costco. I feel like every time I come here, I see some new product that I'm like, oh, they sell that here as well? I can buy that? That's amazing. Excited for this trip.
Also, we just love buying things in bulk. Always in bulk. Just kidding. Neither Dylan nor I drink alcohol. We will not be buying any bulk beer today. Or probably any other day. Okay, that was a very successful Costco trip. We were in and out in about 35 minutes, and that included all the filming that we did. So very efficient. Now it's time to get all this stuff packed into the truck. Okay, there's our Costco haul.
Now we find a way to fit all of this food here into the fridge. Of course, not all of it, but a lot of it into the fridge.
And we are going to fill this fridge in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Fridge is fully filled. As you can see, we do our best to use every square inch of this thing. And that is our trip to Costco. Let's move on to grocery store number 2. Yeah.
Hey.
Arrived. Target.
And you may be wondering, why don't we just do all of our shopping at Costco? You saw us make the trip there and buy a ton of things. However, Costco doesn't have all of the items that we want. And also we found that Target has cheaper prices on some items that we use every day. Between the combination of Costco and Target, we can cover about 95% of our grocery items. And then any final things we just get at grocery stores along the way in our journey.
It's definitely a great way to get the cheapest stuff. And this is the main reason why we come to Target. The beans for 50 cents a can. Can't beat that.
That's wild.
It can't be beat. We have looked for places to beat it. It can't be beat.
Can't be beant?
Oh.
Beant?
Dylan, I think your puns have been better.
Hey.
All right, but in all seriousness, this Good and Gather brand is really good. We have found really cheap, but also really good products here at Good and Gather. It's one of the main reasons why we come to Target to buy half of our food stuff. We're just gonna buy like all of them. That, you know what I'm saying? Just all of the cans of beans that we can possibly
Just clean them out of beans.
Yeah, we really are. Oh, we're out of these normal beans? All right, low sodium it is. There we go. That is their black bean stock after we leave.
Empty. And this is our cart. also pasta. Pasta's very cheap here.
I'll stress some oatmeal.
Another great Target item.
Definitely.
These are so cheap for this much oatmeal.
And by the way, we haven't really talked about the prices on a lot of the products other than the beans. But when we get into the truck and we get all this put away, we will basically give you a breakdown of all the prices of every product that we bought. So if that's what you're waiting for, it's coming. Don't worry. Are we set?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Here's our final Target cart. All of the cans, oatmeal, pasta for days. For not days, for weeks.
Yeah, for weeks.
But it's great. We can buy it all now and then it'll last for a very, very long time. Now we're back at the truck, going to load it up round 2.
As you saw from Costco, we bought a lot of things that went in the fridge and a few items that went other places, but everything we bought at Target does not have to be refrigerated. So we have to find all the different unique spots within the van to store all of this food.
Spot number 1 is going to be one of the upper cabinets in the truck. This is the one right above our kitchen countertop, and this is where we store oatmeal, granola, bread, and just a few random other things.
Our second spot for storage is inside of Craig. That's where you are right now. You're in Craig. For those of you who don't know, Craig is our middle piece of our couch. Normally lives right there in between our couch, but we store it here whenever we're driving. And it has a lot of storage space, so we keep rice and beans in there. There's a lot of room.
Rice and bean storage. And the final place that we keep food is up here in these other upper cabinets. Now, just a small thing here. These were supposed to be where all of Oliver's stuff went, but since Oliver's not living with us, he's taking a break and spending time with family, we have converted his space into food storage. So this is where we keep, again, just extra bread, extra chips, lots of other extra things that we don't normally need. And in this one over here, we've got some diced tomatoes right now. And again, this is where we just put other things of food that we don't use very often. We only use the tomato sauce or the tomato paste when we make pasta, which hasn't been too frequently. And that is where we keep all of our food.
Actually, we forgot also we have a pantry over here for some other food storage. Right now it's pretty full. We have a lot of spices and just some other food items that you don't buy every day to day, every week, but are more staples in a kitchen, I guess. Spices, flour, sugar, walnuts, chia seeds. Yeah, we don't have much room to fit anything else from our trip in the pantry, but we'll probably stick a few things.
And that is where all of our food goes. Time to put this all away. Let's do it.
As you may have noticed from our shopping carts, it's filled with a lot of veggies and fruit and plants. Not a lot of meat or dairy. And that's because for my whole life, I've been vegetarian. I was raised vegetarian, and then for the past 4 years or so, I've been fully vegan. So then while we've been in the truck as well, Chase has mostly been vegan. When we're eating in the truck, we're really all eating vegan, but then of course sometimes we'll eat out and Chase will have a little bit of meat or dairy, but otherwise we're vegan in the truck. And that's not by me mandating that we have to eat vegan in the truck. That's because Chase and I both want to eat that way, and it's also usually cheaper, can be cheaper in a lot of circumstances.
He forces me.
That's not true at all.
Help me.
I've never done that. You're just gonna paint me in a bad light, but I've never done that. Now we're on our way to Trader Joe's, our last stop of the day.
Didn't get a bunch here, but just a few things. A few specialty products from Trader Joe's.
Not a whole lot.
And chickpeas, because those weren't available at Target.
As for me, I got these 3 bags of trail mix right here. The non-vegan trail mix that Dylan's not allowed to eat. Stay away. Don't touch them, Dylan. Don't touch them. They're bad for you. They're bad for you. Stop it!
Ah.
How dare you?
To the truck we go.
Goodbye, Trader Joe's. We'll miss you. See you next time. And that's all of our stuff put away. That was pretty cool. That's all of our stuff put away. And now we can go over all of the prices for the meals that we got. Look at those receipts. Look at that receipt stuff. So let's go over it. Let's dive into what we spend on a day like today, where it's just one full day of going to grocery stores and our haul.
Today, at our first store, Costco, we spent $103.95.
At Target, we spent $41.05.
And finally, Trader Joe's, we spent $32.71. Oof. That totals to, wait, let me do some quick maths. $177.71. So that is a lot of money for groceries. It sounds like a lot, $177. But that is groceries probably for the next 3 weeks to
both of us.
Month. Yeah, for both of us. And the only thing we'll have to refill on are bananas, probably some chips, and then some fresh veggies. But for a base cost for the next 3 weeks to a month, probably, we have all our food covered.
So that's a total. And also, one day in the future, we're going to make a video about exactly how much money we spent over the course of the last month. Not the last month, but over the course of a month. So make sure you subscribe to watch that video, because that's going to be very much more in-depth in terms of all the expenses that we have living in the box truck and things like that. So again, subscribe to the channel, catch that video when it comes out in the future. But now we're going to transition into how much some of our main meals cost, because honestly, we're a couple of people who like to minimize that cost and eat pretty much the same meals all the time. So it's fun to look into these and see exactly how much each of them costs. Let's start with breakfast.
Breakfast is
brekkie.
Brekkie is freaking cheap.
Heck yeah.
I have to say. Breakfast, we usually have oatmeal with bananas. Keep in mind these numbers I'm about to say, this is total for both of us. So we split this cost. The price for oats for both of us is 25 cents per meal. We pay about 49 cents for 2 bananas. And then that's where Chase's oatmeal ends. So for him, oatmeal is about 37 cents each morning.
Every morning.
I like to spice up my oatmeal a little bit, so I add granola and cinnamon and maple syrup most days. So that's another 15 cents. So my oatmeal is about 52 cents every morning.
Now let's move on into lunch, because that's literally what we have for breakfast every single day. But for lunch, we do have different things. As most of you know, I go with that PB&J every day. A comment on the last video was, PB&J every day keeps the doctor away. I love that. I love that so much. For every sandwich, every peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I make, the peanut butter costs 23 cents, the jelly is about 58 cents, and the bread is 24 cents. Now, I've also spiced up my lunches in the last couple months by adding an apple. And the apples that I'm currently buying are about $1.24 per apple.
It's about as much as your PB&J.
That's expensive. And then finally about 25 cents for chips, leaving me with every single day of lunches being $2.54 per day. It's not bad. It's not bad.
And then for me, one of my typical lunches is to make a chickpea stir fry. And I really like this lunch because I can change it up super easily. Usually I have a base of a grain, usually quinoa, and then I'll create a stir fry on the side, and it'll usually have some kind of bean, like garbanzo beans, the chickpeas I really like, or kidney beans, or Great Northern beans. You can really change it up there. And then also just any random vegetables that I have. So that base meal of chickpea stir fry is about 79 cents for the can of chickpeas. Ideally, that would be 49 cents, True. But I had to buy the chickpeas at Trader Joe's, and they're 79 cents instead of Target, 49 cents.
Target, stock your chickpeas. Come on.
What the heck? An outrage. Then assorted veggies is approximately $1.50 per day. I spend about 10 cents. This is a guess, but on spices and soy sauce for that meal. Okay. It's really hard to calculate exactly how many spices, how much spices I'm using. Just, toss it in. Then I usually have some chips as well with lunch, 25 cents. And then the quinoa is 76 cents. So my lunch is about $3.40 every day. Now we're moving on to dinner. We're gonna go through 2 of our typical dinners because it's by far the 2 that we cook the most.
Absolutely. And it should be said we share these dinners.
Breakfast, dinner, we always share. Lunch, we usually do it on our own. So this dinner is pasta with our homemade pasta sauce. You've seen us cook this in previous videos.
Do you remember the first time we made the pasta and you spilled the pepper into it?
Yeah, that one was probably 75%.
Yeah, it was a lot. Click up here to watch that video. It's a great video.
On a typical pasta dinner, we spend 29 cents on half an onion, 49 cents for diced tomatoes, 45 cents for tomato paste, 10 cents for garlic and pepper and salt, then $1 for assorted veggies. And that creates the pasta sauce. We usually make a homemade pasta sauce each time. That combined with 79 cents for the pasta gives us a total of $3.12 for dinner. Oof. But that's divided in 2. So we each pay only $1.56 for dinner.
Wow. Once again, if we were like out at a restaurant, a fancy Italian restaurant, and you saw a nice pasta dinner with a homemade pasta sauce drizzled on top.
$30.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of money. It wouldn't be $1.56.
But if you thought that dinner was cheap, you just wait.
Easily the meal that we have made the most, and actually one of the cheapest meals out of all of them. Rice and beans. There it is, our favorite meal of the box truck. Who needs silverware? For this rice and beans meal, which over this first month of van life, we probably made like 75% of our dinners like this. And we actually spent $98 per meal on the beans, and that's for
$98.
That would be a little too much. We spend 98 cents per meal on beans, and that's 2 cans of black beans. We also spend about 28 cents, not dollars, cents per meal on rice. Then we spend about $1.35 per meal on green beans, and in total, that leads us to, oh wait, I forgot about the spices. We spend about 10 cents per meal on salt and pepper, which is mostly me. Dylan doesn't use a lot of pepper ever since the pepper incident. In total, the rice and beans meal costs $2.71, or for each of us individually, $1.35. Not freaking bad for a dinner that we look forward to most of the time. Not bad at all.
Great meal. We're gonna enjoy it.
It's still hot, so we need to end this pretty quickly so that we can
I want to eat.
enjoy it while it's
I'm
hot.
already eating, but
Keep going, you keep going. You keep eating, I'll finish this video for us. Sound good? We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember, drop a like down below. It helps us out so much. Also, comment down below. We're about to sit down and play cards while we are eating this dinner. We play cards every night. In the last video, tons of people commented about which card games we should learn how to play. We absolutely love those suggestions. We're going to try out as many of them as we can, but keep up the suggestions. We love them. Also, make sure to subscribe to the video so that you don't miss the next upload. It's coming very soon on Sunday. And with that, I'd like to eat my dinner as well. So we are going to see you all in the very next video. Have a great night.